This is Maxine, Kaye, and yoga from the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. Take a look at her while you can, because she's about to get down. But I want you to see how beautiful she is. She's the only member of the family who's able to have her hair cut. We have a friend who was willing to give her a grooming today. And isn't she pretty? I wish you could smell how sweet she smells too. But the rest of us here, Reverend Mike and I, we just keep getting longer. And that's okay. We kind of like it. All right, little one, off you go, sweetie. So what are the things that you are doing to move through this experience with grace and ease, and to learn and to grow, to deepen your connection with Spirit, to keep yourself entertained? Something that's already been important to me, you might expect me to say meditation, or yes, that is true, but I'm thinking more of how I divert my attention sometimes and how I exercise my brain, and that's doing crosswords. Crosswords are very important to me, and I don't mean the kind of crosswords where you might be saying something mean to somebody else, but crossword puzzles. And what I love about them mostly is that it makes you think in a different way. You might be assuming that they mean one thing, but when you dig a little deeper and realize that those numbers of letters aren't going to add up for that, you have to think differently. And that's good for us. In fact, thinking differently is a wonderful thing for us to be doing right now. And so how many Zoom meetings have you been on today? Thank God for Zoom. Thank God for our social media and our ability with the internet to connect with each other. Because, you know, there are people who can't touch each other at all right now. People who dearly love each other, care deeply about each other, and are far away from each other and aren't able to give a hug or a pat on the head. I think the saddest of all are those who are hospitalized with the virus and cannot be touched. They cannot be visited by their families. One of the Zoom meetings that I had the joy of experiencing today was with our ministerium, and that's our local clergy group. And Reverend Mike and I usually attend their lovely luncheon meetings each month. And these are people from so many different faith traditions, and we really care about each other. We care about our own spiritual communities, and we care about one another, and it's just good to be together. Of course, we missed the last meeting, the last two meetings, and finally one of our members said, let's just have a Zoom meeting. And it was so wonderful to see these people's faces and to talk with them and to feel as though we were in the same room with them, even though we couldn't shake their hands or hug them or touch their shoulders. It felt wonderful. Just as the Zoom gatherings we have with our families, I know many of you are doing this as well. And toward the end of this Zoom meeting with our ministerium came the chaplain from our local hospital. And she's a dear, bright, wonderful, caring, giving person. And we were so glad to see her join us. And I can't imagine how she could look that good with all that she's been going through in totally committing herself. She said an interesting thing. She said, those of you who have congregations, you know, it must feel sad that you can't be with your people. But she said, this is my spiritual calling, and I'm exactly where I want to be. She's bringing comfort. She's bringing uplift to people. She has other chaplains who work with her. She trains chaplains, but she's on the floor right now, visiting the rooms up to the doorway of those with COVID-19. Can't go inside, but she can pray from the doorway. She can comfort from there. But I think the saddest thing for her, and other chaplains and other nurses and doctors right now treating this illness in hospitals is that the families can't come and be with them, and that they don't have the touch of their husbands or wives, daughters or sons, mothers or fathers, brothers, sisters. And my heart just goes out to them. And I am so, so grateful to the people like the chaplains, of course the medical workers, who are filling in for the families who can't be there, offering the love and the support, finding ways with FaceTime from a distance from the doorway to connect with these folks. You know, the things that we've had to give up are nothing. Nothing. We're really looking at what our priorities are these days, aren't we? Things we used to take for granted that we don't take for granted anymore. And looking at new priorities like the joy of being able to touch a loved one, to be able to connect virtually with people we love and miss. Yes, we're going to come through this. Absolutely, no doubt about that in my mind. But it's okay to feel our grief. It's okay to feel our confusion. And we're learning from it, and we're growing from it. I think of Emerson saying, people wish to be settled. It is only in their being unsettled that there is any hope for them. We're being unsettled, certainly. And when we are unsettled, we have an opportunity to go so deeply within that we find our rock, we find our source, we find that place of not just comfort, but inspiration and revelation. And we remember that we really are here to make a difference. You can see I'm feeling sad today with the people, thinking of the people who are so isolated. And I'm holding them all so tenderly in my heart. And I'm inviting you to do the same. Let's speak a word for them right now, shall we? A loving presence of God, everywhere present. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being the light in everyone's experience, for being the love within each person's heart, for being the comfort and the peace within each person's body. There's one life, it's God's life, and that life is whole, complete, and perfect. And that life is the life of each sentient being. And so we are focusing right now on those who feel so alone, and remembering that there is no way for us, any of us, to be outside of the love of God. No matter where we are being gathered up, and those who may not be with their loved ones, let the divine spirit within and all around them lift them, hold them, comfort them, see them through this time. That divine touch is universal, and we give thanks that we are all experiencing it now, that something sweet, something eternal, something so true is emerging now through these times. And we're part of it, grateful to be a part of it. And so we accept the love of Spirit. We accept the wisdom of infinite guidance. And we rest in the sweet awareness that God is still completely in charge. And all is well. So with gratitude and confidence, we release this prayer to the perfect law of mind, giving thanks that it is done. Will you say with me, and so it is. Thank you for being with us. Be with us on Sunday morning. Look at our website, cslphilly.org, and find ways to connect with us, and find ways to continue to support our work. It's right there on the website. You're so important to us. love you.